Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of College Ball with J-Dog. I got us a good show lined up today. We're going to react to these college football playoff rankings. They're atrocious, y'all. They got some good in them, they got some bad in them. For the most part, they're bad. Basically, what the committee's telling us is schedule a week, win your games, you're in. Play tough out of conference games and lose them, you're screwed. Unless you're Notre Dame, of course. We're going to talk about what Ole Miss fans. Are they getting tired of Lane Kiffin's antics? There's a new favorite for the LSU job, according to Vegas. Tristan Keys keeps falling down the rankings after committing to Tennessee. Surprise, surprise. A possible Tennessee-Michigan matchup in a bowl game. We got that and more, y'all. Before we get into it, y'all please do that YouTube stuff for me. Subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 100, 150. I beg of you. If you're already subscribed, God bless you. If you watch this on subscribe, God bless you. Hit that thumbs up. Get in the comment section. Let's get into it, y'all. We ain't going to waste no time. Let's get into these rankings. They're atrocious, y'all. Y'all can see the rankings. I'm just going to tell you where my problem lies with them. First thing, Tennessee sitting at 20. Texas sitting at 17. Why is 3-loss Texas 3 spots ahead of 3-loss Tennessee? And I got facts to back this up. If anybody should be at 17 with 3 losses, it should be Tennessee. Tennessee has losses to Georgia, Bama, Oklahoma. Okay, that's your 4, 8, and 10 ranked teams in your playoff rank. Texas has losses to Georgia, Florida, Ohio State. That Ohio State loss ain't bad. Georgia thumped your ass by 25 points, 35 to 10. They beat us because we missed a field goal and to take it to overtime, and they beat us in overtime because we missed the field goal to win it at the end of regulation. You got lost to 3-7 Florida. Yes, Tennessee could go to the Swamp Saturday and lose. That's completely possible. But we've not done that yet. So if we go to the Swamp and get a win over Florida, Texas went to the Swamp, got their ass whooped. We should move above Texas, right? We've already got the better resume. Texas ain't beat nobody this year. They beat absolutely nobody this year. But yet, because they're Texas, they're still getting that little bit of respect where if they beat Texas A&M last week of the season, they can try to sneak them back into playoffs. Tennessee should not be behind Virginia. 8-2 Virginia. With that weak schedule they play, Tennessee should be ahead of any 2-loss ACC team that's not named Minor. That's because Miami has the win over Notre Dame. But besides that, any ACC team with 2 losses should not be in front of Tennessee. Another one I have a problem with, Notre Dame, sitting at number 9. Win you lose should not matter. The fact that you have the losses is all that matters. Bama ripped off like 5 straight ranked wins in a row, y'all. Against Georgia, Missouri, Tennessee, Vandy. Teams you have all in your top 25. And then they lose a game by 2 points to Oklahoma, and you jump them behind Notre Dame, who has one ranked win on the season. Yes, they beat Pitt last week. Pitt's not ranked anymore. The only team Notre Dame's beat that's ranked is USC. That's it. But yet they're ranked above Alabama that has 4 or 5 ranked wins. Because Bama lost in November and Notre Dame lost in August and September. What should matter is your record, your resume, your strength of schedule, your strength of record. It should not matter when you lost. Just because you lost in November, it's the same. It's still a loss, just like it is in August or September. I mean, damn. And I hate Alabama. But that's bullshit that they're below Notre Dame. Notre Dame does not have near the resume Alabama has. Texas Tech being above Ole Miss and Oregon is absolute garbage too. What have they done to be above them? Yes, they destroyed the Big 12. Congratulations, they're not a team in the Big 12 that can compete for a title or even make a run in the playoffs. Texas Tech may be able to win a game, but they're not national title contenders this year. Everybody knows that. They got a great defensive line, great linebackers. The rest of the team still has a ways to go to be a national title contender. They're beating up on the weak-ass Big 12, and they're propping them up like they're dominating the SEC. You got Utah sitting in front of Miami and Vanderbilt, who's got a 32-point loss to Texas Tech. If it would have been close, okay. Not only did you got a 32-point loss to Texas Tech, but it was with their backup quarterback in the second half when they blew you out. Vandy, 8-2 in the SEC, sitting at number 14. Make it make sense. Michigan, sitting at 18, with one of their losses to Oklahoma. Why? Because should these teams keep scheduling tough out-of-conference games if they're going to get punished for it? If Michigan would have scheduled Chattanooga School of the Blind, they'd be sitting in the top 10 right now in the playoffs, regardless if they lose to Ohio State or not. But yeah, they decide to try to give the fans a marquee matchup in week 2 or 3, and you get punished for it. I don't think Michigan's a playoff team. I'm just using them as an example of why you should just schedule easy. Indiana, they don't play a damn team 1 and out of conference that is worth a flying flip. Because why would they? Hell, they're sitting at number 2. Yes, they beat Oregon. Their other best win is Penn State and Iowa, y'all. Iowa's the same team every year. They're going to lose 4 or 5 games. They're going to score 10, 12 points a game. But they're going to be decent in the Big 10 because the bottom of the Big 10 is absolute garbage. Do I think Indiana's a good team? Yes. Do I think they deserve to be that high with their schedule they played? Absolutely not. Took a miracle to beat Penn State, who's 3-7. Or, my bad, maybe 4-6. Because they beat Michigan State last week. I would love for them to have to put out an hour-long clip of them sitting in the committee room talking about why they're ranking teams where. That way it would make sense to us. I mean, seriously. You got Miami, who's ranked 13th, but guess what? They're in the playoff because the ACC gets a bid. You got Tulane, they're in. So really the top 10 is all that matters because the other spots are going to teams that can't even get ranked in the top 12. It should be the top 11 and the group of 5. I don't think the group of 5 should do what Josh Pate said for the last 3 or 4 years and do their own playoff. Because everybody knows they don't have a damn Chinaman's chance in hell at winning a national title. So why would they not do their own playoff and crown their own champion so they could actually win something? And hell, I picked Tulane in the preseason to be the group of 5 team in the playoffs. What's y'all's biggest gripes with the rankings? I've got a lot of them. The Big 12 is getting way too much love. They should not have 3 teams in the top 12. Texas Tech, who's whooped up on the Big 12, should not be above Ole Miss or Oregon. And I don't even think Oregon's that great this year. Oregon's had a very easy schedule. But the Big 12 should not be getting more respect in the polls than the SEC and the Big 10. It shouldn't happen. BYU, Utah should not be ranked ahead of an 8-2 SEC team in Vanderbilt. They just shouldn't. That's my honest opinion on it. What do y'all think about them? Tell me your biggest gripe with the playoff rankings in the comments section. I mean, it absolutely blows my mind, y'all. Let's talk about Lane Kiffin, y'all. Ole Miss fans are starting to get a little tired of his antics. Says Lane Kiffin on if it's flattering or overwhelming to have 3 different fan bases after his services. It doesn't feel good on this call. Somehow it's got spun really negatively. If programs want your coach, it should be looked at as a great thing by your fan base. Or would you rather have a coach be 5-6, 6-5, and nobody wants your coach? There's Ole Miss fans saying something about that. About basically Lane Kiffin's being a diva, y'all. He's eating up the attention. He's had a million chances to say, yes, I'm sticking at Ole Miss. Yes, I'm listening to offers. But instead, he keeps basically playing mind games with Ole Miss's fans. And they're getting tired of it. And I don't blame them. I mean, damn. There's 2 weeks left in the season, and you're basically a lock for the playoffs. And all your fans and team can worry about is our coach going to be here for the playoffs? Because you won't give them a definitive answer either way. You go on McAfee yesterday. Have a chance to say something. All you say is, oh, I've not had an ultimatum. Oh, we're having fun down here. Oh, running back this, that. Come on. Be honest what you're doing. And do it. If you're staying at Ole Miss, tell them you're staying. If you're not, be honest with them and tell them. Because if you do take the Florida job or the LSU job, you're going to have to take them and go for the playoffs. Because you got to be able to recruit, transfer portal, all that stuff. If you're an Ole Miss fan watching this, are you tired of Kiffin's antics? He's eating this shit up. He's loving the attention. He's feeding off of it. He's playing mind games. If I was an Ole Miss fan, if Josh Heupel was doing that at Tennessee, I'd say, damn, make a decision. So we know what we got to do. Because there's already one coaching domino fell. James Franklin's off the board. All the other coaches, if we sit around and wait on you and these other teams start hiring coaches, we're going to get left out after you decide to finally leave. Maybe he'll make a decision after Saturday. I doubt it. I think he's going to wait till after the Egg Bowl, which is on Black Friday. So you might as well, if you're an Ole Miss fan, you might as well buckle up. Get used to the drama. Kiffin's eating the shit up. He loves the attention. He's a damn drama queen. He's always tweeting, always doing that. It is what it is. I hate it for you. I really do hate it for you. Y'all, there's a new leader to be coach at LSU. Might not be who you think it is either. Kenny Dillingham, Arizona State's coach, is now the odds-on favorite to be the coach at LSU. He's plus 300. I wouldn't put much stock in this. I just think it's fun to talk about, y'all. Because Nick Saban at plus 400 is not happening. Saban's not getting back into coaching. He left because he didn't like the NIL. He didn't like the portal. He don't care about the NIL. He don't care about the portal. It's just that it's the wild, wild west right now. There's no rules. There's no salary cap. There's no collective bargaining. If they got some of that back in place, Saban might have come back. But by the time they do that in the next 3, 4, 5 years, Saban will be too old to come back. Saban's not coming back. Joe Brady, I think that's a real possibility if Kiffin don't take it. Joe Brady, offensive coordinator of the Bills. He was the one who turned the offense around, got Burrow to be the Heisman winner. Kiffin's fourth in the odds now, plus 700. Dan Lanning's on there, plus 700. Dan Lanning is not leaving Oregon. He has no reason to leave Oregon. Phil Knight, owner of Nike, is giving him blank checks because he wants to see a national title in football before he dies. And he's like 88 years old. Dan Lanning's not leaving Oregon. Dan Lanning has everything he needs to win at Oregon. John Summerall, Tulane. If you strike out on some of the bigger names, John Summerall from Tulane will be an absolute hell of a hire for LSU. I don't think the fans will be happy with it because they think they're going to get a home run hire. But John Summerall will be the inside the park home run. He wouldn't be a 500-foot blast out to center field, but he'd be an inside the park, each row home run. Clark Lee. Why Clark Lee ain't being mentioned in more of these jobs is mind-blowing. This man, well, he's done at Vandy. You've got to be a great coach to do it, Vandy. Only other coach to do it was Franklin, and I don't care what you say about Franklin. He may not ever win a national title, but the man knows how to win 9, 10 games a year, and most programs would kill for that. Brent Key done said he's staying at Georgia Tech. I think Drinkwitz at plus 2,500. If you got extra money just laying around, you probably don't because it's the holidays and the economy and everything else. I'd throw 10 or 20 on that if you got a bunch of extra money laying around. Because Drinkwitz is a very real possibility to get that job. Jeff Brom at Louisville, he's a possibility. He's a Louisville alum. It might be hard to pull him away, but if he wants to win national titles, he would listen. Lincoln Riley, not coming to the SEC. Lincoln Riley tried his best to get out of the SEC. Oklahoma said they was coming to the SEC. Riley said, see ya. Riley's not coming to the SEC. There's one guy on that list that's not on that list that I think is a real possibility. That's Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame, y'all. He's got ties with the athletic director at LSU, and it'd be crazy for them to hire an LSU coach 2 times in a row. But I definitely think Marcus Freeman's a way better coach than Brian Kelly is. And Marcus Freeman at LSU, as much as I hate to say it, would probably be bad for the rest of the SEC. That's just my opinion, Who's your favorite to land the Ole Miss job? LSU job. I'm starting to think it's Kiffin, I really am. Like I said yesterday, if you'd have asked me a week or two ago, I'd have told you there's probably about an 80% chance of Kiffin at Ole Miss next year. Now I'd flip that. I think there's about a 20% chance he's at Ole Miss next year. Hell, he's even got NFL teams wanting him. The Giants have talked about it, reuniting him with Dart. The Titans have talked about it. Him and Cam Ward. I mean, and the fact he's not signed a contract extension, and all these other coaches that are getting mentioned for jobs signed them already so their team would stay focused, tells you a lot, y'all. There's a known thing amongst Tennessee fans that just keeps playing true, y'all. If you commit to Tennessee in football, you fall in the rank. I mean, there's a few of them that rise up, but most of them fall. You have players like George McIntyre. He's a 5-star, ranked like top 15 in the country. He commits to Tennessee, drops all the way down like 140th in the country. There's example after example after example I could go over, y'all. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to throw this graphic up. Tristan Keys was committed to LSU. He's the #1 receiver in the country. No questions asked. He's the overall #1. Nobody said anybody was close to being second. Now he's a Tennessee commit. Look how far he's dropped, y'all. All the way down to #7. #7 wide receiver in the country. You think he got worse? Or do you think that's that Tennessee drop? If you're a Tennessee fan, you know all too well about that Tennessee drop. Chris Henry Jr., #1. 2 Oregon receivers in the top 5. Tristan Keys all the way down 7. Another guy that would be in that top 10 if he wasn't labeled as an athlete is Celeste Moa. He'd probably be in that 4 or 5 range. But y'all, it's a story old as time. It's like opening your history book in school. History repeats itself, You commit to Tennessee and you're highly rated, you're going to drop. Don't mean you got worse. You're the same player you was when you was #1. They just cannot stand for Tennessee to get top-rated players and potentially be a top 5 recruiting class. So they're like, drop them and they'll stay around top 10. We did lose Legend Bay to Ohio State if you missed that. Legend Bay's ranked about 300th in the country, y'all. A little shifty athlete. I think we was bringing him in as receiver, running back. Ohio State, I think, wanted him at running back. Watch and see how far he shoots up the rankings. He's an athlete. He's ranked about 300th when he's committed to us. I bet you by the time signing day rolls around next month, he'll at least be a top 100 player, if not top 50. You commit to Ohio State, you're jumping up in rankings. That's all there is to it. I think we got one more thing to go over, y'all. Oh, we got 2. So apparently the bowl projections right now has Tennessee playing Michigan in the bowl game. I think this was either ESPN or Yahoo. How would y'all feel about playing Michigan in a bowl game? I got a buddy that's a Michigan fan. That'd be fun for me. I think Michigan would have a hard time slowing down Tennessee's offense. And Michigan's a physical football team too. I think that'd be a really fun game. If not Michigan in the bowl game, if we don't make the playoffs, chances are slim, but they're still there, y'all. If we don't make the playoffs, and a team you know is not going to make the playoffs, who would you rather play in a bowl game? Michigan would be close to the top of my list. Just because I got Michigan, buddy, and Michigan got their running back early in the year we thought we was going to get. The number one running back in the country. His name's slipping my mind right now. But somebody else that might not make the playoffs, I'd like to play at Virginia. A team they've kept ranked in front of us. Beat the crap out of them. Utah, BYU, one of those teams that they're giving so much respect to while they're disrespecting the Big Ten and the SEC by keeping them ranked below guys like that. So who would y'all rather play in a bowl game if we don't make the playoffs? What team that's not going to make the playoffs would you rather play? Tell me in the comment section. Last thing, y'all. Some of these teams that are leading their conference may not be leading their conference if they didn't get the luck of the damn draw on the schedule. They've got to find a way to make these schedules more even, y'all. Texas A&M hasn't had to play Ole Miss, Bama, Georgia, OU, Vandy, or Tennessee. Y'all, that's 6 of the top 9 teams in the SEC. How do you get that kind of schedule? It makes no sense. They literally don't have to play none of the top teams. And if before the season starts, you say, well, at least they got to play Texas, South Carolina. Well, South Carolina's 3-7. Texas 7-3 with their $40 million roster. Very possibly going to be 8-4, maybe 7-5. They got Arkansas this week. Georgia Tech can make the ACC title game without playing Miami, Louisville, Virginia, SMU, or Duke. Basically not playing any of the top teams in the ACC. Ohio State not having to play Oregon, Indiana, Iowa, or USC. They don't have to play one top team in the Big Ten. How do you get one of them schedules? Because obviously my team never gets one of them schedules. I'm sure a lot of y'all's teams never get one of them schedules. And then they have the audacity to act like these teams strict the schedules don't fucking matter, man. That's why I said they got to take strict the schedule into consideration more. They just got to. One team's 7-3 is just as good, if not better, than one team's 8-2. And one team's 9-1 isn't as good or impressive as another team's 8-2. Same for 10-0 and 9-1. Your strength of schedule should matter. And until the playoff committee takes it into consideration, teams need to do like Nebraska did and push out these big on non-conference games. Nebraska was supposed to play Tennessee next year. They had a home and home with them starting next year. Matt Rule straight up said, why would we play that game? If we lose it, it hurts our playoff chances. If we win, it don't help it. And then all offseason they said, oh, strength of schedule is going to matter this year. Way more. We got a metric. It ain't meant a damn thing. Nothing at all. But you're going to see if next year's strength of schedule keeps not mattering, the teams are going to drop these good out-of-conference games. You're going to get left with Tennessee versus Chattanooga School of the Blind. Ohio State versus UConn. Indiana versus Indiana Tech. Indiana's not ever scheduled a hard freaking out-of-conference game, y'all. Never. Everybody's going to quit scheduling them if you get punished for them. And that's what the committee's doing. I use Michigan as an example. They schedule Oklahoma. They're 8-2. They're ranked 18th. They would have not scheduled Oklahoma and played Oklahoma State. They're 9-1 in top probably 7 or 8 right now. The committee's going to keep screwing around until people quit scheduling hard games because it does you no good. The fans are going to be the one that gets hurt by it because we're going to get less good football because teams are going to be afraid to lose a game because it's going to knock them out of the playoffs. Y'all give me your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Hope y'all have a blessed Wednesday. It's hump day, y'all. We've almost made it. 3 more days, we'll be watching some football. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless you, and go Vols.